はい、佐野先生、
Hello,
Thank you.
good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Now, 佐野先生 project member sent me a PDF, but I cannot open PDF.
Oh, you cannot.
If possible, 佐野先生, please share your presentation material.
Okay. Let me download the PDF first. I did the slide in the Canva. My student did it in Canva.
Yeah,
I
please show. Yeah.
download PDF.
出ますか？
キー先生、ありがとうございます。
はい、こんにちは。お願いします。はい、こんにちは。
มีนเขาเปิดไฟล์ไม่ได้ PDF อ่ะมีนช่วยส่งPDF เข้ามาในห้องนี้หน่อยสิ
Okay, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to meet with us today. Today, we would like to hold an online meeting to discuss this year's Sanok Sensei project. Today's agenda is sharing the overview of the theme 002. Now, please share and explain Sanok Sensei.
Okay, not sure if my student is here, so I'm gonna share the PDF file in here first. Chat box, and then okay. 93 megabytes. That's a big file. Let me share the screen. So good afternoon, Ki Sensei and Shime Sensei. Nice to meet you again. So I sent you guys in the group in the Zoom chat the presentation today. And also I'm sharing a screen. But before I'm going through the presentation, I'd like to introduce my research team. So we have Dr. Pirapan Chittapirom from Radboud University, the Netherlands, in our Zoom call. And also Montira, my PhD student, also so she is involved in this project heavily. So if possible, can you like turn on the camera? Yeah, not sure if she's here. Yeah, maybe later. Okay.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Yes. So Shime Sensei have met Montira already one time.
Yes.
I hope Ki Sensei can come to visit us in Bangkok someday. We can show you the mobility hub in Thai style.
Okay. Yeah, I hope I can.
Okay, so today I think we have around 1 hour to discuss about the FY 2025 project. This year we are trying to figure out how, if possible, we can use LLM to assist in the transport planning, especially in the system dynamic model building. And so I would like to spend maybe around 30 minutes to recap what the project proposal is all about, and also update everybody on the progress we have made, and potentially discuss some issues or challenges we are facing. Okay. we have talked about this. We have on the right, we have Dr. Pasakon Pathambut. He is the Senior Executive Vice President of Digital Economy Promotion Agency in Thailand. So he is familiar with LLM. So we invite him to be our project advisor. So in the new kind of planning scheme, we in Europe, they started to use the framework called Sustainable Urban Mobility Planning. So from what we observe, it is a more comprehensive way to look at transportation problem, not only the transportation, but also in the urban context. So it could be from mobility perspective, environmental perspective, societal perspective, economic perspective, not just mobility itself. And during this process, we will need to consider to collect the data about the transportation problems from many stakeholders, and also have some develop some potential futures together among stakeholders, and also create a common vision among every stakeholder. Should have the same vision to work towards the goal. Okay, so we see the potential that these 3 steps can be assisted by LLM initially, and we will go about how it could help us in this planning process later in the presentation. And this is to recap that usually the group model building development consists of 2 phases. One is to do the transcript development. This is to make an appointment with stakeholders, and we did some semi-structured interview with them. So we asked them what are their roles on this topic, and then what kind of problem do they see, what kind of solution, and what kind of future they foresee in 10-20 years from now. What are the ideal scenarios that they expect? And based on this interview results, we create a transcript, like the writing document to summarize the interview. And for example, for the Mobility Hub project, we have around 22 stakeholder interviews. And then for each interview, we have to do, we call it quoted text data segment. So we highlight the sentence that the stakeholder mentioned during the interview that potentially be the problem, the root cause of the problem in this the topic. So for example, in Mobility Hub development in Bangkok, one of the stakeholder mentioned that connectivity has yet to be systematically developed. Connectivity among the transportation modes, like from bus to train, as each agency focuses solely on its responsibility in a silo fashion. So they don't integrate their services together. And based on this data segment, we do something called microstructure. So we said, okay, agencies do not collaborate, then it creates a poor connectivity. This is a cost. The cost is agencies do not collaborate. Then connectivity among the modes are poor. And this can be break down into cost variable, which is the collaboration among agencies, and effect variable, which is the efficient connectivity between transport services. And we also identify the relationship between cause and effect, which is positive, meaning that once the collaboration increase, then the efficiency of the connectivity also increase. So based on this word and arrow relationship, we combine them. It could be 100, 200 relationships, and then we create a causal loop diagram based on this. So this is the traditional group model building we have been doing before the era of LLM. And the pain point we have is that we have a lot of interview transcripts to review, and also we have to extract problems, cause effects from these sentences. So a lot of work to do, and we also have like one stakeholder could talk about the same cause effect twice or 3 times, and also stakeholder A and stakeholder B also mentioned the same thing. We have to do some grouping of the similar cause and effect factors. Based on last year, we have around 222 problems manually identified. So it took like 1 month to do this. And after we get the cause and effect, we have to identify the relationship and the direction of the relationship is positive or negative. Positive mean the increase of A also increase B. If it's negative, mean the increase of A negatively like decrease B. And after we get this relationship, we have to do the causal loop diagram in the next phase. But in here, we have around 575 variables. And we have to do the grouping until we come down to 163 to group similar factors together. And this is the final product of the project. We have the causal loop diagram, which has been verified by the stakeholders. So where can we use the large language model to help us in the process? We reviewed there some a few papers that mention about they use large language model to do the CLD, but it's very simple CLD for like the smoking and cigarette and addiction, and also disease that caused by this cigarette. Much simpler than the transportation problem. So the research question we have is that can we use LLM to enhance our problem framing to identify the problems in the transportation system? Number 2 is how do we measure or evaluate the large language model assist against the CLD that produced by human? And the third one is we try to understand the limitation and also advantages of the LLM in the problem framing application. So these are the research questions, and the research objective is one is to develop the framework, how we can use the LLM to enhance the GMB development. And number 2 is based on the framework we have, we are going to apply this methodology to our previous project. So we have the car sharing system dynamics, we have the share micro-mobility system dynamics, and the third one is the mobility hub development. And so we are going to use this framework to apply to these 3 contexts. And we will compare between what human, which is us, the research team, have done together with the results from the LLM, and finally to propose the guideline that how we can use LLM to support the problem framing. And this is the methodology. So we do some literature review, and we already select the model, and the model the criteria that we use is that we think that because the potential user would be the planners and policy makers, they are not really keen on the programming. So we try to use kind of commercial LLM such as ChatGPT and Gemini, and decide maybe not to use the open source like Llama 3, Llama 4, or DeepSeek, because it requires some initial setup and also parameter fine tuning in the attempt to use LLM. And number two, we are going to do design a framework and also develop it. And number three, as I said, test with 3 previous projects. Yeah, the 3 projects. And number 4, to evaluate those 3 projects. You mean the human, and then the LLM assist results. And number 5 is to create a guideline. And we will also have some this one should be changed to from stakeholder. It should be like potential users training. So we in a talk with the OTP and the planning agencies in Bangkok about we are going to do some training for them based on the findings in this project. And this is a research task and research timeline. We have done the literature review, and now we are developing the framework to use LLM in creating the GMB and CLD. So next we are going to test with other cases, and also we compare the results, and finally have a guideline and workshop at the end of the project. So the expected outcome would be the framework that we how we can use LLM integration, and the evaluation results. And the third one would be the guideline that we can distribute to stakeholders, to the potential users like the planners and policy makers in Thailand. So where can we use LLM in the GMB development? We are looking at these 8-10 steps in creating the group model. And for the literature review, we don't think we don't use LLM in this. And so the first step we start to use LLM is to do some translation, which is actually not necessary if we do the final report in Thai, but for ATRAN they require to do in English. So we do some translation from English to from Thai to English transcript. And once we have the transcript, we start doing this causal loop diagram development from data segment to identify the problems within the transcript. This one we use LLM to do it, and create the microstructure to have the cause, effect, and the direction of the relationship. And then we recheck the variables that created from ChatGPT by us. And then finally, we can create a causal loop diagram based on the LLM. So the red boxes, the area that we think we can use LLM to assist us in creating the causal loop diagram. Okay. So now we have 18 transcripts, and we translate them using LLM, using ChatGPT, and we the researchers review the transcript already. And now in this process, we try to extract the cause and effect variable using LLM. And so these 2 steps are actually the feedback loop. So we extracted, it didn't work well, so we revise our prompt and then check the results until it makes sense, and then we create the CLD using the LLM. The first data set we use is from the mobility hub, but if once we have the framework ready, we are going to apply this to the other two projects, which is the car sharing and then the share micro mobility. So now we are testing two methods of prompting. So we have 18 stakeholder interviews. So here comes, we have 18 transcripts. Based on this 18 transcript, there are two ways of doing it. One is to, put all 18 transcripts in ChatGPT one by one. So if ChatGPT will create 18 sets of cause and effects. And then after that, we create the CLD based on the 18 sets of CLD. Or the other way is we input all the 18 transcripts at once. So 18 transcripts input in the ChatGPT and then ask ChatGPT to identify the factors. So right now we are comparing these two methods, and from what we see initially, it seems that if we input the 18 interview transcripts into the model at once, it's the model seems to understand the context better than input it one by one. And this is an example of the prompts that we use to extract the factors. So the first time we just do the zero shot prompt, meaning that just ask ChatGPT what to do. And so we said, I want to create a CLD from my file. The file is transcript. In the first step, just want to identify the key variables that can be used in the CLD. Yeah. The problem is that there are other information that not related to the mobility hub issue. So the first step is we try to identify the problems, but the problems related to mobility hubs, but it's also produce not relevant information to mobility hub as well. Well, it's in the transcript that the stakeholder talking about something else, but it's included in the transcript, so it's been summarized and extract from the interview. So we try another time using the kind of structure prompt. We include this 4 or 5 components, like what are the context that the model is looking at. The instruction is what the model need to do under the constraints that we set, and what kind of output format we want, and the audience will specify the style of the output. Okay, and this is the example of the prompt that we create with some structure. So for the context, we're saying we are doing the research project title, developing policy solutions and guidelines for designing and implementing urban mobility hubs in Bangkok. And we said, what are the goals of this, what are the goals of this research project? What would be the output? And so this is the goal of the previous research project last year, not the goal of this year's research project. Okay, this is for the mobility hub project. And this is the instruction. You need to extract cause and effect variables, provide answer in the table format with 6 columns. You need to include problems, cause, explanation of cause variable, effect variables, and explanation of effect variables. Oh, sorry. And the relationship, meaning that the positive or negative relationship. And the problem column has to relate to mobility hub development, because previously we got other problems as well. And what would be the constraint? Okay, the cause and effect factors have to be related to the problem. One cause can relate to many effects, and one effect can also relate to many causes. The effect from one pair can be a cause from another pair, and we give example like A cause B, but B also can be a cause to C, like this. The problem must be extracted word by word from the original transcript. This is to avoid like hallucination or making up new information. So we're trying to limit the model to be confined in the transcript context. And we say, what would be the audience of this output, formal academic tone? And we also give the example of the output like this. And so based on this prompt and also the transcript we input, we get the results that look like this. This is a number of variables first. So from ChatGPT, it produced around 140 pairs of cause and effect variables. But last year, what we did, we have around 163 pairs. So now we are in the investigation process to see what are the similarity, what are the difference, why there are different numbers of variables from both methods. And this is one of the example. The upper one is from LLM. So one of the stakeholders said the connectivity of mobility hub. The connectivity has yet to be systematically developed, as each agency only focuses on its own responsibility. So we human understand that, okay, because the agency is doing only their own thing, this is the cause, and then the effect would be the connectivity is not systematically developed. And this is the kind of inference from the model. It said silo agency operation is the cause, and then the effect is fragmented travel connectivity, and these have the positive relationship, meaning that the higher degree that the agency is being siloed, then the more fragmented the travel is. And we compare with what we did last year. This is the same data segment, the same problem. This is how we interpret. We said collaboration amongst the agencies in developing transportation connectivity. This is the cause. And the effect being efficient connectivity between trains and other services being positive. But if you notice that the human results, we have a broader words or broader term of cost variable because we also look at other stakeholders and we're trying to group these factors together. So it has somewhat the same meaning, but the way that we interpret is from not only from this sentence, but from other stakeholder sentence as well. So I think that's a main problem. So this is our progress so far, and then we would like to address comments from our ES advisor. The first one is from Ki Sensei. So the first one is LLM were to replace the role of facilitators, but I think in this project we're trying to use LLM to assist us because we have the pain point that we spend many weeks to extract the data. We have so much transcript data, and it's really hard for us to to extract and group similar factors together. So we hope that LLM can be a tool to help us, not to replace us at all. And the second question is about context specific. So we are not asking ChatGPT that, okay, what would be the challenge for mobility hub development in Bangkok without any background. We are going to give the transcripts from 18 stakeholders so that the model has a context specific condition to and give the relevant response to us. So to clarify, we did give some information to the model before it can extract the factors for us. The last one is to balance between the capacity building for a policymaker and the use of LLM. So I agree with this comment, and we are plan to train some potential users, maybe from the planning agencies and policy making agencies, and also the transportation consulting company to understand LLM and use our proposed framework to do their planning task. And the next question is about the model selection. So we, as I said, that we trying to use the model that is easy to access and need little effort to set up. So like ChatGPT or Gemini, many people are using it, and it'll be easier for the policymakers and planner to do it. But I agree that in the future research, we should explore the possibility of using the open source like Llama 3, Llama 4, or DeepSeek to do this. Okay, because these two models might have higher flexibility to fine tune the model, but it also require a lot of computer literacy to set up the model up and running. This one is the response from Kitamura Sensei. So he asked about to clarify the essential elements of SUMP. So as I said in the early slides, that we think the difference between the traditional transport planning and SUMP method is to emphasize on the participatory approaches. So in doing so, we need to do quite a number of workshops and interviews, and that LLM will come in handy to help us in step 3 to 5, which is the analyzing the mobility situation. This is the problem framing, building and jointly assessing scenarios, and developing a vision and strategy with stakeholders. So these 3 steps can be assisted by LLM. Also, some more questions from Kitamura Sensei. The research does not clearly identify the stakeholder involved. So in this project, I think we are focusing on potential users. So who would be the users of our framework more than the direct stakeholder, because all the system dynamics, all the causal loop diagram has been kind of verified by the stakeholders from the previous years. Like for the car sharing CLD, once we finish it, we validate it with the stakeholders that related to car sharing in Bangkok. The same for mobility hubs and share micro mobility. And last one is about document to be analyzed. So we will use interview transcripts from the 3 projects, from car sharing, share micro mobility, and mobility hubs. Of course, we do it separately. So we do 3 CLD separately based on these 3 sets of interview transcripts. Comments from Morimoto Sensei is high quality traffic plan in sufficient consider in to regard percent to which genetic can reflect regional. So this one is similar to I think Ki Sensei on the context specific model. So we are using interview transcript, which is information or the perspective we got from the stakeholder, so which should reflect the realistic and context specific insights. And lastly, we got comments from Shume Sensei asking about the validity of the AI generated output. So we compare our results from LLM with our results from the models. But we will also ask the users during the workshop and training toward the end of the research project. And we are going to each step there should be a checkpoint. Like we are not going to tell ChatGPT to based on this transcript please create a causal diagram. We are going to check step by step, like identify the problems and also identify the relationship between cause and effect, and then we check, and then we do the causal diagram. So there'll be a step that we have to check along the way. It's not a black box. This one is about stakeholder interpret the AI output, ensure they understand and models. Yes, so we will make sure in the report and also during the training that every step that we prompt, we have to check the results if they make sense or not. And in the prompt, we are trying to tell the model not to hallucinate in the data as well. I think the last one is about the choice of LLM to use. Yes, we are going to use the existing model, so that is something that is easy for other planning practitioners to access the existing model. And we are going to give them what kind of prompt structures and also what to check after we got the result from the LLM model. Okay, so and then this is the last slide. The next step, we are going to recheck the results. As I said, this is a kind of feedback loop between revising the prompt and recheck the results until we are happy with the results. And then we also compare the results with the human analysis. And one of the difficult tasks is to do the evaluation metrics to evaluate the difference between the result from LLM and also from the human analysis. So there are 3 issues that we like to discuss with you, both of you today. The first one is so we at first we want to kind of say how much LLM create an error, 10%, 20%, but after I discussed with Dr. Pirapan, it's more like we are trying to understand, like compare LLM results and human analysis results, and then trying to understand the strength and weakness of LLM rather than trying to make LLM similar to the human generated results, but rather to compare and understand better. And the challenge we have now is that we are using ChatGPT 4 and Gemini 2, and then there'll be a new model rolling out like every few months. The development of LLM is so quick. So we are thinking whether we should stick with the old one we are using or always update the results based on the new model that OpenAI and Google has released. And the last one would be this one is just the observation that we see that for the interview transcript that are not really clear, if the stakeholder didn't say anything clearly, then it's really hard for LLM, even for human, to identify the cause and effect from the transcript. So in this area that input data quality is unclear, I think human judgment does a better job in identifying the problem, because we have better understanding of the background of the problem. And I think this concludes our presentation. So I would like to get some questions or feedback from our advisors. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sat Sensei. Keith Sensei, please comment and advice, please.
So thank you very much for your presentation, and I think it's a very interesting topic to utilizing the LLM to the policy making in transportation field. And for me, it's a little bit difficult to comment, because if without some kind of results, maybe it is difficult to discuss, because currently the LLM, the performance itself is still developing, and it is still progressing. So maybe I'm not sure how your idea inputting the transcript, and I think, in my understanding, inputting the transcript and finding the programs and the causal diagrams for the system dynamics model, that is the expected output from the LLM, right? But
yes.
so I'm not sure. I'm skeptical. Really, those LLM can output those expected to find output. So well, maybe idea is very good, but I'm not sure it is really available using the current LLM. So that is my current impression of today's presentation. So I'd like to see the actual results, how the input and maybe a prompt, then what kind of output you can obtain. So currently, that is my just impression. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we just in the beginning of the project, so it's hard to show you the results right now. Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Keith Sensei. Shomi Sensei, please.
For your presentation, and as same as Key Sensei, my honest feeling is, oh, that's great. It's really, if you can make some rule to, for example, the prompt, how to design the prompt, and what kind of data should be trained to LLM is very important. So, but my simple question is how to generalize the results as a scientific research. Yeah, actually, the LLM is very convenient tool to summarize sentences and also make structurize some descriptions. So it's okay, but what is outcomes after this research project? So this is one question. And this is it's a big perspective of this research project. And this is a small question. Can I see the slide number 21? The next slide.
Next 21.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, so by LLM, 140 pairs of causal and effect variables is obtained, and by human, 163 pairs obtained. So how these pairs same and overlapping, or maybe only LLM can detect some relationship, but what is only human can find this relationship. So this how to the differences of the causal effect relationship obtained from LLM and human is very, for me, it's very interesting.
So we are right now, the evaluation metrics that we saw in the literature review is that just number of factors or relationships that produced by human and LLM, but it's true that it's hard to kind of quantify the similarity between let me show you like this. Silo agency operation, and this is summarized by LLM. It said silo agency operations is the cost, but for human we said collaboration among agencies. So there are some similarity, but also some nuance difference between these two. So we are trying to find a measure or index to measure the similarity between these two keywords. So I think for the outcome, we should have the evaluation metrics that can be used to compare between the results between from the LLM and human. And once we have that measurement index, then we can understand the results from LLM better and compare to the human. Dr. Pirapan, do you have anything to add regarding the output or outcomes of the research project?
Yeah, thank you very much. So yes, it's a very valid, important question as well. I think that as Saro Sensei mentioned, we intended to develop a kind of augmented LLM approach. So the LLM is not to be replaced human like to like, but how can it help to sharpen or to make the process less demanding in terms of time and resource. And also, as you can see here, this example show that it's actually it may mean the same thing, but the choice of word also different. So we have to find this evaluation matrix that we will develop to kind of help to evaluate this. But yeah, the generalized outcome that you mentioned is we're hoping to come up with number one is a framework to use. So how can we develop a new method that enhance group model building right? Further. So not to replace facilitator, but how can the LLM can be used to speed up the evaluation of the manuscript, finding a causal relationship that human can evaluate. But this is also a tricky question because you know, we for us we evaluate this from the eyes of experts, right? And I think the practitioner who will evaluate the output, we also have to kind of check that and provide this kind of guideline on how should you evaluate the output from LLM as well. So we still in the process of developing this. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah. In the guideline, how to evaluate the result of LLM is very difficult for the practitioners, I think. So yeah, maybe. So if we think very optimistic, maybe LLM can reproduce a very general structuralization. But so if the LLM model will change, and so we need to minimize the worst scenario, worst results, right?
Yeah.
So in this sense, so as you mentioned, it's a kind of constraint. So that to design how to design the constraint, and also like the ethical issues or some other, I don't know how to say, but a kind of constraints I think it's very important. And also,
because the technology is also it's not static. I'm sorry to interrupt. I think the technology also not static, so it keep improving. So we're hoping to kind of providing a framework that this is how you should approach LLM in the use for group model building. So I think we were discussing otherwise this research can be invalid within 3 months or 6 months. So how can we ensure that at least it can be transferable to different model of LLM? I think that's and that need to be evaluated for each of the at least maybe not each model, but maybe when we have a leap in the improvement of LLM, we have to also critically look at this again.
Thank you very much. And also, one additional comment is, now you try to give the interview manuscript to LLM, but maybe the regional context of much different between the Thailand and Japan, and of course, country. So maybe other basic data of specific to Thailand is needed for further fine-tuning to extract the causal relationship. So what else data or what else document are needed for the fine-tuning of LLM is also another important topic to be solved or to be found. And this is my comment.
That's a very good comment, because we did notice that LLM has one problem related to specific name of the like train stations, or specific name of the place, or specific name of the agency. So we did have to kind of revise the prompt to add more context to LLM. For example, like BTS สะพานควาย, what is BTS สะพานควายis, yes. Yeah, it does have some limitation on that.
Kind of
So
sensitive.
that's why.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Especially the newly open stations, LLM does not recognize the name, and that we need to add to the prompt what is this place means, like that.
Characteristics of the land use around the station, operation, density, something. Customization of LLM is maybe very important. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Shomi Sensei and Ki Sensei. Is there anything you would like to say about the whole Sarok Sensei presentation?
May I just one quick comment? Yeah, I agree with Shomi Sensei's first comment about the academic achievement of this project. Well, actually, currently through the presentation or the proposal, I'm afraid that this research may provide some kind of know-how about how to use the LMM, but it is quite empirical findings, and maybe as academic research, it will be very important to find more generalized or utilize general knowledge. Therefore, maybe how to make your achievement in this project to convert to the more general knowledge. It is quite important. I also agree with Shomi Sensei. Yeah, so yeah, maybe in next time I just hear about this issue as well. Yeah.
So one of the way is for us is to test our framework with like 3 research projects, but of course they are all in Thailand and might not have the same results in Japan. Yes, we will think about your question. Very good question, like how to generalize the results. Yes.
Yeah. Something like a more kind of stylized way or procedure of how to utilize this kind of model. Maybe that will be one of the generalized knowledge. But yeah, maybe that kind of something, the generalization will be important. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just to think along together. I think the group model building, there's a script. It's a kind of it's a method that we run through with a script. In this case, it's not a script like LLM, but rather facilitator script. So there's a step that the facilitator would run together with the participant. So if you like, we can maybe one of the approaches to generalize this is to providing a type of script, so to say, that add into this group model building, so it's become a augmented group model building with LLM assisted in a way, right? So that then allow kind of enhancement of the methodologic side that can maybe apply from different. But then like you already have mentioned that we have also need to test this in a maybe follow-up research in a different context, or with the collaboration, maybe if you have a case that may be interesting in Japan or in other cases, that we can also test this. Maybe that could help to later verify or see what the generalization are valid.
And also, like, this is now just the second month of this project, so we are in the beginning, and at first we thought it would be very straightforward, creating the prompt and doing the cause and effect and the direction of the relationship. But you can see from here we have 2 ways of inputting the transcripts. One is to add the transcript like one transcript and generate one CLD, one transcript, create one CLD. So it will be like 18 CLD and then combine it at once. Or we can ask ChatGPT to take all the information, 18 transcript at once and generate just one CLD. And I mean, there are many nuance to analyze, I think. But now we don't know we don't know the technique or the problem that we will face in the along the process yet. This is the first thing that we are facing now. What would be the strategy to input the transcripts? Yeah, I think that is something that can be benefit to other researchers.
I just have to say, I apologize, I have to leave because I have another faculty meeting coming up. Thank you very much for your valuable comment and looking forward to continue working together.
Thank you, Dr. Thirapan.
So 2 weeks ago, so I talked with Ki Sensei about notebook LM that produced by Google. Notebook LM is very useful, and maybe for this, it's really work well, I think. So just document, and for this document, notebook LM to summarize.
Yes, we are testing notebook LM as well. Yes. I believe it uses the same model like Gemini 2.5, but with less hallucination, meaning that it will generate the text based on only the input we gave. So that would be a good suggestion. Thank you. We are working on that too. And we haven't talked about like the reasoning model that we can ChatGPT to do some reasoning before giving answer. So there are kind of many things that we still have to analyze and study.
Okay, thank you very much, Ki Sensei and Shomi Sensei and Sarok Sensei.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything? Okay.
This year, unfortunately, I cannot join ATRANS. So end of so maybe so we can meet you in Tokyo in end of January, I think.
In January, yes. Or do you plan to go to TRB?
This year, no.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I plan to submit some papers.
Oh,
sorry,
great.
Ki Sensei.
It's okay. Are you going to TRB?
I plan to submit some papers. Hopefully, we got accepted. We can go. Yes. You plan to go?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I went to like WCTR and TRB, but I think TRB kind of more related to my research interest than the WCTR. Yes. Yes. Okay. So, all right. Thank you very much, Ki Sensei and Shumi Sensei and Ono-san for organizing this meeting. I hope you have a good evening and looking forward to see you either in Bangkok or in Tokyo.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Very much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.